Hello. How is everyone? Oh, that is why the audio was kind of messed up. Why is that not? Oh dear. There we go. I was like, why am I hearing the audio twice? And I silenced it and something. I thought, that's weird. I must have said something wrong. Nope. I had just somehow had the stream unmuted. So I was hearing the stream at the same time. Well, that answers that question. I only realised when I started speaking and then hearing myself and then wondering, wait, why is there someone else in the room? Wait, that's my voice. Oh god. There's two of me. One's enough. Can't deal with two. And then after panicking very briefly, it's like, oh wait, no. Stream's unmuted. Anyway, how is everyone today? How are you doing? I am feeling pretty good. This fine Sunday, I've been out, I have done some shopping this morning, and I am ready and ready to go to do some more, what we're doing today, testing. Well, I mean, testing can be fun, I hope. Otherwise, you will all fall asleep and I'll be talking to myself again. But yeah, we're going to be doing some more testing, writing some more unit tests, hopefully getting those done today, depending on how productive I'm feeling and how much my brain decides to work, but shouldn't be too hard. And then hopefully once they're done, I think we have a few more bits and pieces to do with migration of data. And then, yeah, just some more testing, more bug fixing, more testing, and while we're ready, we'll release Coppice. Yay. So, speaking of releasing things, I have something new. Something wonderful and fantastic. Something that I have been working on for a while. Some of you may have seen what I have been working on, but you haven't seen the final product, because I have only just finished it. I have created a new build of the overlay, and we should be good to go. So, you may remember the old room over there. So, with that room over there, it was just a grey square. And inside, there was a screen. And that was it. Nothing else, nothing fancy. But now, dear viewer, now we have something fancy. Would you like to see the new Observatory of the Future? I would like to. I haven't actually seen it on stream yet. Let's go have a look and see what a little bit of reconfiguring the ship while in flight can get you. So, if we head over here. Well, since I spent all the time on the room, I have broken the door. Knock knock. Well, this is a bit awkward. Oh. I guess the door isn't really there. Well, let's go through, shall we? Oh, what's this? What's this? Multiple levels. This is fancy. There's a new door down there. I wonder where that will go. And there's a railing here that keeps me safe. This is... Wow. And... windows. We have windows out into the universe. And... they just keep going. And going. Wonder what those strange poles are for. Guess we'll find out. And we have... we can see all around the ship. We can see out the side of the ship. We can see things going by. And... oh. I'm not used to this having multiple levels. How does the y-axis work? I guess we're finding out. Ooh, more windows down here and more levels. Where does this go? Okay, guess that door is locked. So yes, this is the new observatory. I don't know what you're doing up there. Why don't you come down here? There we go. So, now you can get a good view of the observatory. There's still a lot to do. I want to get some more furniture in here, I think. And paint some of the outer walls. They need a bit more work. But I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Of course, the observatory itself, you may be noticing that there is something missing. And that is the screen. So how do we bring the screen up? Well, if I head over here and stand in front of these two pillars that are mysteriously... I mean, what could these pillars do? These pillars that are precisely one screen width apart. Who knows? Guess we'll just have to press a button and find out. Oh, there's the screen. Well, that's great. What happens if I do this? Well, the screen's there. I've just realised there's a bug. It shouldn't be doing that. Because what happens if I do this? It switches to a blank screen. And then if I start going up here and change the camera, the screen shuts off. So this is what I have spent a while working on. Getting all of this implemented, set up, and ready to work on. So I'm pretty pleased with how it has turned out. And yeah, the whole camera system is working fairly well. And the screen system is working well as well. So let's go here and get settled in. What say we do some testing? First, I'm going to take a sip of a cup of tea. Because I believe I've earned it, and it's going cold because I brewed it a while ago. So what we are going to be doing today is continuing with working on Coppice, doing some tests. So before the stream started, I actually ran through the tests. And at the moment, we have 5 sets of test values. We have layer tension tests, canvas tests, our hover event tests, and actually there should be a 6th one, I think. Let's run through the test again. We've got our page hierarchy test, which we need to build. There we are, the link hover event test. And we're also going to need to then start doing testing for migration. So, what I reckon we should do is get these hover event tested, because I think they should be fairly simple. I'm already starting to yawn. Something about starting speaking on stream when you're tired, it just starts to make you feel even more tired and start to yawn. Oh, I have just remembered something. I have forgotten to message various places that I am live. Right. Send out a tweet. And once that is all done, okay, now people can know that I'm live if they haven't got notifications on. So, what are we wanting to test here? Page under mouse is nil if nothing is under mouse. Do a bunch there, and then doesn't highlight pages, highlights pages, okay. Oh dear. I have... Yeah, that is all set up correctly. Okay, so... we should have a mock layout somewhere. We don't care about M3 data, that is done. We don't care about M3 subscriptions. Mock layout engine. Okay, so what do we need to add? Page under mouse. Testable import Coppice. No modifiers. And layout engine, layout engine. Page under mouse, and what I want to do is Let engine.page into mouse equals page dot well, we can just do page like that. Or can we? Port Coppice core. Oh, and be a layout engine page. Layout engine page. Okay. And what we just want to make sure is layout engine dot item. Not a mock for item at the canvas point. Oh, we're gonna have to rename all these. Let's do some renaming. Item with ID. While I'm renaming these, how is everyone doing this weekend? How is your weekend going? Been up to anything interesting? Have you got anything fun planned? Let's go here and visible selected items, page under mouse. What's cursor page? So if you create a link, oh yeah, cursor page is the page representing the cursor. Let's add a comment for that. Alright, so page under mouse, cursor page, pages. Oh, so this does want to be page with ID. Finding that or any of those. Okay, let's just change that to page of ID then. Page of ID mock. Hmm. What on earth is going on here? So that needs to be select. Oh god, this is a complete mess. Let's try and organize this a bit better. So other pool selected item, canvas size, and selection rect. Page under mouse, cursor page. Then we want pages and want that. Then we're going to want links. We have add and remove. We'll throw that under there. And this we want to rename to select item mark. That's dealing with items. Then deselect items mark. If it all works out correctly, hopefully it does. Deselect all. Then items and canvas rect. Xcode's doing this well with this much refactoring. Usually it's fallen flat on its face by this point, so maybe Xcode 14 has brought improvements. So move page to front. Goes below start and stop editing. All this link stuff. Goes up there. Add that remove mark, finish modifying mark, modified item mark. One thing I do need to work out with my setup is, well, it's not really working out with the setup, it's working out with OBS why it just simply will not remember window captures. Like the actual window capture is there, but it just does not remember the window that it was pointing to, and I've got to select it every time, which means that half the time I end up going live and then completely forgetting that I need to set the window capture. I wonder if I could set a script or something for that. Like a script that when it starts up, if the source map overlay isn't set correctly, it will set it. I suppose that's something I could look at, maybe. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, ideally, it would be it just remembers it, but it's a question of whether it's worth writing a script until they get a bug fix. So, guess we'll see. Anyway. So all of those should now be named correctly and in the right place. I'm missing page with ID. I've got page with ID. Oh, because that needs to return my engine page. Okay, move to the test again, see if we still get some build errors. We may do, because I think that first refactoring may mess some stuff up. Yes, we have one build error, which is because we haven't finished writing this. Okay, standard hover event context. Item at canvas point mock dot turn value equals nil. Just make sure that we don't have any sort of return value there. If we run this test, should now pass in theory. Turns out it doesn't. Oh, because it keeps track of item under mouse. And there, because the item is different to the page. Okay. So initially we're going to want that to return that. The assert not now layer engine dot page under mouse. What that should hopefully do is now set it up so that we can test that if that is then going to return nil. Let's just shift it along a bit, even though it doesn't technically matter because we're not paying attention to what is passed in. Okay, then it should return now. Okay. Now it succeeds. Fantastic. Alright, and then what we want to do is a layer engine link UID nil UID UID. So we'll throw that in there. Right, so if we have this going, yeah, that shouldn't be nil. But we'll leave this here because then we know there's a mouse. A page, not a mouse. There's a page there. And then when we move to hover over a link, it should then still be nulled out. And we sort of already know this works, but we'll do that. Page into mouse is equal to let's expected page equals that. Expected page. Right. Build and run these. And they both run. Fantastic. Okay, where are we going next? Doesn't highlight page links if over nothing. Okay, so what exact things do we care about? Right, so we care about that it calls highlight links and unhighlight links. And then it sets the links to be highlighted. So what we need to do is set up some mocks. Create lighting. Right, what do we need to test? We need to if you hovered over a link, it needs to highlight arrows going out. If you're hovered over a link, it needs to highlight all links on the page. We need to make sure that it doesn't highlight links that it should. It does highlight. Okay, so I think what we probably want is a parent page, 2 children with links in between. Yeah. So let's parent page. Page.view is our mock layout engine page view. Okay, so the layout engine dot pages should equal parent child page 32, and that's an array, so we can count on the order being correct, which is good for when we need to access things further up. Engine length. Why is it 0.pagelink.destination? That's a page link, but that should be a layout engine link. Oh, because it's a model ID, not a UUID. Fair enough. That means that we do need to set the page link. The destination is going to be page.modelID with UUID page1.id. Page.id page. Now we can do the same for child 2. Throw those in, and we should be set up for all of the tests that we need to run. That is a problem. Okay. It's nice that it actually warns you about, though. I can't remember it warning about that before. And it'll still be smart enough to warn you about these. Yeah, that's good. That's confront. Let's see if it still warns about these. No, probably because they last until the end of the scope. Okay. So what we actually want to do is return the views as well, and return layout engine with parent view, child 1 view, child 2 view. Yay! The excitement never ends with unit testing. Just lots and lots of coding, all to turn a red cross into a green tick. I mean, if everything was interesting, then nothing would be interesting. So you've got to have the dull, boring, repetitive tasks in amongst all the others to allow you to truly enjoy the good things in life. Alright, doesn't highlight any page links if of nothing. So let our engine views equal self dot it highlight mark. Right. Ultimate canvas point mark. Dot. Maybe just double, triple, quadruple check that it's nil. Cursor moved to CG point. 2040, nothing in. Pay attention, and we want X VT assert false. We're going to want views 0 dot Links mark was cold. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to create the context. Helps if you're testing something to create the thing that you are testing. Otherwise, you've just written a bunch of code that does nothing. Right. The other thing I want to make sure is that the links are not highlighted. So XET assert. For link in layer attention dot links XET assert false. Link that is link that highlighted. Okay, so hopefully this works. Okay, that test is passing, but we only know that that is correct. If the other tests work. It's testing that the base case is the base case is easy to do when the base case works. Let Harvard page equal engine page UI ID. Don't need a content frame. So if we return our hovered page, we will do what? Link at content point. So we want to make extra sure we don't want that. We want layout engine pages zero to get the parent page, because that does have links on it. But also want layout engine. No, we want the view. We want views 0. We don't have a link for. Link at content point. Right, link at content point mark dot return value, and just make extra that that is nil. We're gonna just assert equal that layout. Actually, no, we want to do it here. Layout engine dot page under mouse is equal to layout engine dot pages 0. Because if it doesn't actually go over anything, then this test is the same as there. So we want to make sure that it at least has a page there to differentiate it. Now for this one, links. So link at content point is going to be a URL. So we probably what we want to do is layout engine. Now I'm going to destination pages one ID, and then we'll do your ID. Hey Uli, how are you doing today? How is your weekend going? It is going fairly well. We are a unit testing. If I can put things in the correct place. Just cancel stream because your Windows PC refuses to work. Is this the same problems that you were having last week, where you'd somehow corrupted your Windows boot drive? So highlights page links. You've hovered over link and page. So what we should do is xct assert equal. Xct assert. Let's select 2 because then we can do it page 2. So we're going to want an xct assert false on layout engine dot links 0 dot is dot highlighted. Remove the Linux drive in the hope that it will make Windows boot, or at least install again, and then it won't even boot into Linux anymore. Hackintosh, maybe? See if that works. Sounds like something has seriously gone wrong. BIOS freezes at startup. Does your motherboard have BIOS flashback to be able to like just do a complete like BIOS reinstall? Because that's starting to sound like let's guess his TPM is doing something. Are you on Windows 11? Because I'm still on Windows 10 because I think my hardware does support is it TPM 2.0 it requires. I think it supports it because it's a Zen 2 CPU and I think the motherboards and the CPU support it. It's just, I think, possibly not turned on in BIOS. So, hey, all this security stuff is a right pain when it doesn't work correctly and then breaks everything. At least on the Mac, you can disable like system integrity protection if you need to, which as a developer, occasionally you do need to be able to test stuff. But it's a pain that you got to reboot, turn off some core security stuff just to do some basic things, so. Yeah, the BIOS is frozen. I doubt it's going to be TPM. Like I said, it may be a thing of just the BIOS is corrupted somehow. So either something is wrong with your motherboard or you just need a BIOS flash. So hopefully that can get fixed. Hearing of problems like that with BIOS is why I actually sort out something that I can just load the BIOS onto a USB drive, stick it into a USB port and like boot and have it flash the BIOS without needing to even boot into the existing BIOS. It will just launch from the USB drive and reflash it. Engine dot links do that. And it should be... That should probably be true still. Plus your USB port for flash the BIOS and then flash option at the just delete to enter BIOS prompt. I mean, yeah, that should be what helps, but like I say, I mean, if there is a shop to take it into and there's someone, if you feel more comfortable with someone else looking at it, it is probably better. I mean, like I say, it sounds like either the BIOS has got corrupted somehow or the motherboard is going. So it's either hardware, software, but something around the motherboard. Hopefully you manage to get it fixed soon though, because it's always annoying when you're without a computer, for even if it's just like a secondary computer for gaming and stuff rather than a work computer. It's still super annoying not having it around. Alright, so this needs to be true. And it needs to be XCT assert use 2.highlighted links dot arguments first. Try XCT unwrap that and make sure that it opens up, and then what we will do arguments dot and that should just be the page. Then can we do XCT assert equal page link should be equal to page link, and I think it just has the destination. Yes, so we'll copy paste. Let's see these work. Oh, hello, it's Kento. Welcome in. Swift, loved using on Windows and Linux game dev. Moved over to learning C by not using C, kind of. Hello. Yeah, welcome in. Hope you are doing okay. So you're using Swift on Windows and Linux for game dev? I haven't actually heard of it being used for game dev. That's quite cool and certainly interesting to me. Because I know that you can use Swift for like native extensions of game dev stuff, but beyond using like Apple's game engines, which aren't really used by anyone that much these days, it seems to mostly be like C++ or C#. I mean, all of this is built in C#. So, well, not this, but you know, this is all C#. Really weird how it appears. Sometimes launch into Linux, sometimes randomly try to boot Windows, and sometimes give you blue Windows style boot selector, choice 2 Windows. Sometimes the Linux boot selector. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. I mean, I have decentish knowledge, but not enough knowledge of how all the booting stuff works on Windows. I mean, to be fair, I only have a bare understanding of how it works on the Mac these days, but There's one person you know well who's making a cross-platform engine and game of Swift. Ooh. Ooh, wrong one. Ooh. That sounds interesting. Because when I'm coding all this and doing all the C#, there are plenty of times that I wish I could use Swift, because there are just so many nice little things. I mean, Swift, I do still like. Swift is simultaneously my favorite programming language and my most hated programming language. Now that probably goes without saying, because it is my most used programming language. It's just so the frustrating parts I have to hit far more than I hit the frustrating parts of languages I don't use as much. But it also means that I get to use all of the nice bits of Swift a lot more than other languages. So I know, Kent, if it's stuff that's relevant to the stream, then feel free to talk about it. I mean, I'm interested in stuff with Swift on other platforms. I'm sure Uli is interested as well. It's not too many Swift development streams on Twitch, so it's always good to hear about new, interesting stuff. Yeah, I've heard that the Swift stuff has improved a lot on Windows. I know Apple is producing official binaries for Linux, but for Windows, last I heard, it was just basically one guy somewhere in that quintessential XKCD comic where there's an entire stack of things relied on by multi-billion-dollar corporations that is actually just supported by one guy. So just works so good, so I think you could definitely look at it for cross-platform for your app. Yeah, I mean, the big issue with cross-platform isn't necessarily the language, it's the APIs. So like the basic Swift APIs do mostly work cross-platform, but it's when you're needing to use other parts of the APIs, like Foundation and AppKit and so on. What could be super cool and interesting is if you could somehow get, I mean, is GNU Step still around? Because if you could get one of the sort of cross-platform Cocoa implementations working with Swift, that could be quite cool. But yeah, I mean, even if it was a case of I had to rewrite a lot of the app, if I could, and just use the Windows APIs, if I could use Swift as a language, that would certainly be something that makes it more likely for me to look into Windows, because it still exists, but it's Objective-C only. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's one of those things of until Swift was really getting onto the other platforms, then it was, there's no point in GNU Step supporting it. Though I suppose there may be some ideological reasons to support only Objective-C rather than Swift there. Though, I mean, Swift is technically open source, but yeah, I mean, seeing it work on other platforms is good. I mean, if it If it wasn't for the fact that I just want something simple that works and I can run on any web server, I'd probably look at Swift on the server for all my website side of things. But I just want to be able to take pretty much any bog standard web server and throw code on it and run it without needing all the complexity of containers and all stuff like that. I'm very much old school when it comes to that. So for that, it's just like PHP. PHP has some flaws as a language, but in terms of deployment, it is far and away the best language for server-side stuff, because you can literally just throw it up there. But yeah, if it was... If it was maybe a bit more mature and I didn't have to go through all that hassle that I don't want to go through, regardless of the language, I'd probably look at Swift there. Because I mean, I'm using Swift to build command line tools. I have various command line tools I use for like bundling and publishing my app, and rather than writing bash scripts for that, I use Swift for it because it's just so much nicer to use. You get access to the Swift libraries and everything. So, isn't there Swift UI for server? Possibly. I know there have been. I don't know if it's specifically for server, but I have seen people who basically have Swift UI that outputs HTML. So. Yeah, PHP and C++ are the best languages if you basically need to run on any machine out there. That would make sense. Yeah, I mean, the fact that with PHP, pretty much any basic web server supports it, and all you have to do is write the script and upload it, and it's done. It's good. Can't wait for the Rust crabs come out and use Rust. I mean, Rust looks like an interesting language, and obviously Rust and Swift, there's a lot of cross-pollination there. I will be honest that Rust code doesn't look as nice as Swift code. It may be because the syntax is a little more C++-esque. I mean, functionally, it seems to be a very nice language. Though I do very much feel... I can't remember who it was that said it or when it was said, but effectively there was... the difference between Swift and Rust in terms of their aims is Rust is all about absolute correctness and speed at the cost of other things, whereas Swift, it has more of a focus on it's willing to sacrifice a little bit of that, especially in the performance, to get better usability. So I mean, the quintessential example is memory management. Rust has a lot of very explicit memory management, which is very good because it can do a lot of stuff in terms of correctness and all stuff like that. And it's more performant, but automatic reference counting is far superior from a developer ergonomics point of view, because you don't have to think about it. But it has a performance cost specifically at compile time. So it's one of those things of Swift does things where if it's a question between losing a bit of performance versus a big gain in user experience, Swift generally goes for that, whereas Rust seems to go more for the performance. And that's okay, because you don't want every language to be exactly the same with the exact same trade-offs. You can never have a perfect language. There are trade-offs that you are always going to get. As problematic as C and C++ are, there are reasons that they are still used beyond inertia. They are still used because for certain tasks, they are the best language to use. Now, thankfully, that is changing, and other languages are coming along now that allow you to get the benefits of those, but with additional checks and safety in. But until now, those languages haven't existed. I mean, it's one thing that I feel would have been nicer with Swift is instead of pursuing the dream of it being a do everything incredibly well thing, it just focused on a few things. Because Apple have talked again and again and again about, oh, we want Swift to be everything from an app development language to a systems development language. But the thing is, most people don't care about it as a systems development language. They care about it as an app development language. And the problem is they have made decisions that make it worse for app development at the expense of systems development that next to nobody cares about. Only Apple really cares about that. Whereas most people care about building apps. They could have put more effort into making it better for building apps and better for like working on the server and basically for third-party developers doing stuff, but they've pushed this systems development stuff and they're not going to win that because other languages are going to win that, and it's just like they're hobbling themselves for something that they're not going to win at, that only they are going to use and need it for, which is perfectly fine, but it's just a bit of a pain that everyone else has to sort of suffer because they need it for something. So yeah, there's some ergonomics that they could have improved, but I mean the good news is the Swift team do seem like a very good team. They're very, very smart people. Yeah, it feels like you need to add features, but there are some features that they add that have such limited use. It feels better like leaving them out of the language and just let another language handle that. If you want a systems development language, use Rust. Right, where are we? Speaking of Google, actually, in programming languages, there's an interesting research study done. I'm pretty sure it was Google that did it, where they were looking at mixing languages and looking at like working on a project that was like a mix of C++ and Java versus something that was like purely Java versus something that was like Kotlin and Java. And they found that, I mean, it seems kind of unsurprising when you think about it, but mixing languages is not a problem. Mixing development platforms is a problem. So people worked slower when it was C++ and Java because there's a disconnect there, because they're basically two different platforms you're trying to get to work together. But when it was Kotlin and Java, they're both on the JVM, they can both use the same APIs and stuff, and it all works better. And that's sort of a similar thing with like working on the Mac, where Swift, Objective-C, you can mix them and they work together, and they work together pretty well. and you're using the same APIs largely. There's a lot of overlap there. But if you then try to do something completely different and throw some Java in there or something, there's a lot more of a context switch for developers because you're switching to an entirely new platform to get these things working together. So I can understand why they'd want it all to be Swift, because then you don't have that context switch of the APIs and the platform, which is the key differentiator, the key thing that people can struggle with. But it's just interesting that they're looking into that sort of thing and realizing, oh, language is not a big deal, which anyone who's programmed for enough time and learnt multiple languages can tell you that learning a language is easy. You can learn a language in an afternoon. Learning the APIs for the platform of the language takes a long, long time. Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to influence Google to make another language. They've already got several in the pipeline. Only several other products. Like, unless you're using one of the core money makers from Google, you probably shouldn't use a Google product because it's inevitably going to get cancelled. So I can't find Coppice. Oh yeah, because we need to do engine.pages. Do. Am I not setting? No, I'm not setting the links. Engine.links equals link 1. Link 2. But yeah, unless it is unless it's like Google search, Maps, Android doesn't make them ridiculous money, or YouTube, then you should treat it as something that Google doesn't really care about or will cancel at any point. Maybe Google, maybe like Gmail and stuff, but that just allows them to do more advertising. So I mean, it's why so many Google products fail these days, because it's like, oh, we're closing this down because we haven't got enough users. But the problem is they haven't got enough users because they keep closing stuff down. The MQ logo on the display makes it look like I have a soul patch, by the way. And it does. Oh no, I need to have it where I have the angry eyes with the smile to do the evil. I can do an evil one if I flip things around. Yeah, let's get this last. In fact, why is that breaking? That is correct. Oh, thanks for the follow. It's Kenta. Much appreciated. So yes, why is so tell this page to highlight. Oh, because it is layout page of ID. Okay. Layout engine dot page with ID mark dot return value equals layout engine. Dot pages 0. I have just realized I am going to need to put the source page in there. Source is going to be page.model ID with parent page.id. Okay, let's make sure these work. Oh yeah, it is going to call it on. If you highlight, yeah, if you hover over a page, it's going to do the source. Is where it's going to go. So I have done those the wrong way around. Okay, try that again. No, that just needs ID layout engine pages 0 the ID. Okay, gonna work now. Yes, right. We can copy most of this. But then what we're going to do is enter an item at canvas point mark dot turn value equals nil. Context dot cursor moved to DG point. I will just throw in some random numbers because they don't matter. We want to make sure that the highlight links what was called, but we also want to make sure that those are false, but we don't actually care about that. What we care about is XCT assert true views 0 dot unhighlight links mark was called. There we go. All those tests have passed. Fantastic. Nope. Where's that complaint? Oh, because of ordering. Anyway. So, yeah. I am going to, in fact, I was going to go have a break, but before I have a break, why don't I show you around this new part of the ship? Because for those of you who have come in, may not have seen the new observatory. So, here we go out. You can see the observatory, where before we just had a rectangular room with nothing on the walls, the floors, and not even literally nothing on the roof, with just a screen. We now have a full-blown observatory to look through. So the screen here, it will turn on and off as I move away from it. Oh, it has more than a window really. So if I go up here, the screen will turn off. Ow, 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 ow. That was not very nice, was it? Okay. So, go up here, and when I'm up here, first triangle, voila, we have many windows. You can look at into space all over. Ooh, oh, those won't actually fall between, will they? Ah, that could be interesting because then I could knock the bugs down. Because at the moment, this guardrail is sort of forming a shield for me. But yeah, I have all this here. I mean, I can swap down here, but you won't be able to see me. But if we swap back up, so yeah, we've got the full observatory. I mean, the bridge, besides the fact that the well, the door doesn't work, so we'll have to fix that. But yeah, other than that, dodge, straight in the face. Hit me straight in the face. But yeah, the bridge is pretty much unchanged, I think. I have fixed a few things and organised it a bit better, but I mean, I did recreate things like the doors and stuff, so it's all ready. Oh yeah, I forgot I threw one of the big boys in. The arms do work, but only... So there is one idle animation where I do a wave. Now, I do want to have more idle animations that will depend on my expression, and I want to be able to actually like manually invoke them. That may be something that we can work on at the end of today's stream. Maybe work and get the animations working. Oh no, what I need is a bug zapper. Because you see, there are these two people. One of them's called Kieran and one of them's called Sinister. And they scheme together, they plot together, and they save up all of their bugs and they throw them all in one giant thing when they go on the break and fill up the entire room. This entire room was completely full to the point where it was basically using half of my CPU. And not like half of a core, half, it was using like 10 full cores effectively of my computer to handle the physics calculation. There were that many bugs. There were, I believe the final count was like 4,100 bugs in the overlay at once. It was a lot of bugs. And every time I moved, it had to basically, especially as the doors have no colliders, so it was effectively this entire room was full and most of the next room was full. It was essentially having to do the physics calculation for all of them, and it just did not work. So yeah, so I do have a new button now. The clear bugs button no longer clears every single bug. Is great. It only clears about 20 bugs at random, which means that when I do get too many bugs, I can just remove some of them until performance picks up again, and then I'm not deleting everything because it's quite nice having these bugs around. They're like little friends for me. The real friends were the bugs we wrote in our code along the way. Anyway, I am going to go have a quick break because I need to get myself a fresh cup of tea. So, oh. I guess I'm not going for a break. Ah! They're here! They're here! Run away! Run away! Hide! Hide behind the table. Wait, why is Sinister not drawing the big bugs? Ah! Twitch! Why must you break? Ow, 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 ow. Look, if you just hold off on throwing the bugs, you have a nice big room. Thanks for the follow, Sandercan. Much appreciated. No! I'm trying to tell you, there's a big room for you to throw bugs in. Hey, let me show you. Hello. Welcome to my new room. Ow. So, how was your stream, Kieran? There. But yes, new room. Multi-level room. With stunning views out into space. You can look around and see all the nebula and gases and stuff moving around. Wonderful views, and ooh, guess what? We have 3 dimensions now. We can go this way and this way. You go this way and this way. But through the marvels of modern technology, we can now go up and down. So, yeah, so it turns out if you have a small bit of a walkway that goes down, the bugs are going to pile in there. Guess what I've just realised? Guess what I have just realised, chat? Yes! Unintentional ball pit! Hopefully, the good news is this ball pit is not like the one at TwitchCon, so you will not break your back in it. But you see, if we just throw all of the bugs down here, then we don't have to worry about any bugs, do we? Now, just imagine if you could do that with your code. If there was just a little place in your code that you could just sweep all the bugs and then you didn't have to worry about them. Ow. Ah! This is now the legacy code pit. Well, let's see. Where was Kieran's reply? It was good. Finished the new art direction for the kitchen, but ran out of time before could do the sitting room. Hope to do that when you get next stream in a couple of weeks. This looks awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. And there is actually a cool new trick. As you see, while you're up there, I'm down here. So what if you were to come down here? Well, I press a button. And you're now down to, well, you're not quite down to my height, but near enough. But you'll notice there is no screen at the moment. So what happens if I stand over here and press a button? The screen appears and it has static that shows before the actual screen shows. And what happens if I walk away from the camera? Well, I don't have to remember to press the button because it automatically turns the screen off, and changes the camera. And then if I start going upstairs and switch cameras, then yeah, it turns the screen completely off. So this is no, really, the static isn't a bug. These are bugs. The static is what is referred to in the industry as shader graph fun. That was me playing around with a shader graph to try and get it working with static so you can switch between. Because this is a completely digital ship, and of course you get static in digital signals. That is why we switch away from analog, so we could have the beautiful static. I know how computers work because I am a computer. But yeah, so I was literally just about to go and get myself a fresh cup of tea. So I am going to go and do that now. And when we get back, we'll do some more unit tests. So I will see you all in a few moments. Be sure to get yourself refreshments and toilet breaks and whatever else it is that especially organic people do. I would not know, for I am a computer. Yes, computer. Not a human trapped inside a computer body. A complete and utter computer. Okay, bye. Oh. Oh, that did work. Well, that was a bug. But I suppose there are many. Are you intimidated now? As you should be. Anyway. I'm keeping an eye on you. I need to work out why your bugs aren't the large subscriber bugs. Because they should be, but apparently not. Okay, so what tests do we want to do now? I think the next test we'll do is create link hover ones. Actually, where is that called from? Just in there, so that can be private. Okay, so what tests do we need? The target page is not the page with the cursor, or the current link is nil. We remove the old link. And the page under the cursor as target page. And current link. Is that so? We want to set a message on it. Right page is the page under cursor. As the link is the cursor, right? So that is link to the cursor. Okay, so if what are the stats of this? If not over, if no, adds arrow to cursor page if point not over, if no, adds link to cursor page. And no, yeah, adds a link to cursor page if point not over, no, if link doesn't exist. Point not over page. Updates cursor page link if point not over page. And the link exists. It's moved. Moves cursor link from layout and adds link to page if point over page. Move shows message if cursor over page. Cursor moved. Moves page. Removes link to page and adds cursor link. We have not updated the cursor page link. Updates. Well, it should update the cursor page link in all cases. So updates cursor page location. I think we'll show that right at the top. Moves link to page and adds cursor link if cursor moved off, or if point no longer over page. And 3 cursor moved tells layout cursor and target modified if point over page. Layout only cursor modified if point not over page. And then we're going to want cleanup. Moves page link. Cleanup. Use cursor link. There's message. Clean up. There's cursor page. Creates and updates cursor page location. Okay, let's have a quick sip of nice fresh tea. So, does anyone have any interesting plans for the weekend? I mean, the weekend is almost over, but have you had any interesting plans or anything that you're doing this evening? I think for me, my plan is I've got a Lego kit to build, and then also potentially doing some painting, maybe. See what happens there. Do some more painting on my Space Dwarf army. So the kit is the boutique hotel from the modular street modular buildings range. In fact, let's see if I can find it. Lego boutique hotel. Here we go. So this looks like it's going to be quite a fun one because it's like at an angle rather than just being like a 90-degree thing, and it's a corner one, which are always fun. I mean, I've got this one, and the next one I'm going to get is the bookshop one. It's like a bookshop and I think a house. There's also a garage, I think, but the garage doesn't seem that interesting, so I'm skipping that one because I'm like 3 years behind on these. But yeah, I like getting the modular terrain pieces, and while I have I had some Lego VIP points running out in November. So I might as well check them in, because those VIP points, you get quite a fair few of them and they give you a decent amount of money off. I mean, I got £20 off the price of this with those points, so you can get quite a bit. If you buy directly through Lego, you get effectively money back. Let's see. Where's it from? So it's not from a movie. It is from, let's see, Lego modular building. So this is a series that Lego have been building up for a long time. You can see some of them here. This is the garage that I wasn't particularly interested in because they're also okay on the outside, but the inside is kind of boring. But every year in January, they release a new modular building. So I think this hotel is one of the older ones that they've done. Well, they sort of progressed up, so they now have I don't think that is one. This bank is one, so I've got the bank, I have the diner, so you've got like a 1950s diner, and then you have other stuff above. This was the 10th anniversary one, so it's like a 1.5 thing. So you get like there's a bakery, I think there's a dentist up here. This is all a house. I think there's a photo studio in there. You've got a florist, a cafe, and like a music studio up there. What else is there? Got bank. We got this here that's like a pool table, detective agency, barbers, and stuff like that. This is the next one that I'm going to be getting. So it's like a bookshop and a house, which is just a nice, like, smaller one. Let's see. Do they have any more? 'Cause some of these are not actual modular. You got a Parisian cafe, which is quite a cool one. I mean, what other ones do I have? And a lot of them have stories as well. So, for example, the detective agency, there's like a little bit of a story going on with like hidden bits of like detective, like there's hidden safes and all stuff like that. The bank one's like round the corner of the bank. Let's see if I can find modular buildings, bank. So yeah, they all open up. So you got this little laundromat here, and there's actually a thing where there's a small path through one of the wash machines into the vault here. So there's a whole story set up where there are people, like there are burglars that are sort of rappelling through this chimney that then lets them into the vault and then passing the money out through the laundromat, which is quite fun. There's I think the last one I got was the police station, which is this one has probably the most complex story. So there's like a donut shop here, police station, but there's a newsstand here, and apparently what the newsstand is the news seller is basically a pastry thief who's basically going around stealing pastries and stealing donuts and stuff to try and to increase the amount of people wanting to buy newspapers so that he can sell more stuff. So there's the whole thing of there's a prison in there and you can sort of go underneath, like they're tunneling out from underneath the prison cell, or if you go into the donut shop, there's a bed up here in a small flat that you can sort of lift up, and the guy can actually go and lower like a fishing line down to try and hook the donuts from underneath. They're really well planned out kits. Like I said, they release a new one I think it's January 1st they come out. And they can all sit together, but I just have them behind me in my office. I've got one of those IKEA Kallax shelves, which is a bunch of cubes, and they pretty much fit in there perfectly. So I've just been sitting them inside there. So, but yeah, I'm just slowly building through those. Yeah, I think I saw some other things about what people are doing this weekend. So Uli tinkering on trying to get macOS 10 to OS 9 cross compiler to build a hypercard. Ooh. I can see that being a lot of fun, especially if you're going from modern macOS 10 to macOS 9. I'm about to head off to the garden because you haven't given it much attention this week. Hoping to spend at least an hour there. Need to deal with the weeds. Yeah, the weeding stuff is always a pain, but hopefully you can get the weeds in check. But yeah, I've been doing that, and I also, if I go pokey.me, I also have been painting up my Space Dwarfs. So this is my first mostly completed model. I've still got to do the backpack. I'm going to do all those in one go. But this is the first of my Leagues of Votann, which I'm hopefully going to be doing some more work on the rest of the squad. This is one of 9, so they'll just need to get these finished as well, hopefully. Oh, that's a fair point. I didn't check. Have Games Workshop said what is being released next weekend? Because normally on a Sunday, they say what is going up for pre-order the following weekend, and I'm still wanting to find out whether they don't seem to have anything for today yet, so maybe it'll come out later. The guy who made the cross compiler did an impressive job. The problem is that the PW is set up for creating plugins for classic apps is rather complicated to get working. They're still trying to work out how to put everything together. Well, if the cross compiler is done, that's probably the hardest bit. So, fingers crossed that you manage to get the plugins working. Plugins are a pain. I have been having to deal with building system extensions, which are sort of Apple-approved plugins for various system behavior, and they're such a pain to develop because every time you make a change and want to try that change out, you have to uninstall the old one, then reboot your machine, then you can build your new code, then you can install it, and then you can actually see that it works. And if it doesn't work, then you've got to uninstall it, reboot, rebuild with the new changes, and install it again. And every single time you are basically wanting to build and see that the code inside the extension runs, you've got to reboot your machine, which is the worst development experience in the world. I'm just glad that we deal with this stuff in an age when everything boots so quickly. Alright, create an update cursor page. So what we want to do is let alright, so we want a source page to self.source page testable import Coppice core. Actually, you could probably actually no, it doesn't matter because what's that complaining about? No initializer. Doesn't need initializers. Oh, because it's a let. Right. Mark cursor moved to modifiers in. Right, we'll see how many of these can get done by. What is it now? Getting up to 3:15. We'll see how many we can get done by 3:30, and then probably start looking into doing some overlay stuff because I'm in the mood for some overlay stuff. But I need to get some more of this work done before we get on to doing that fun stuff. So we want to do context.cursor moved to, and let's just do 0 there. Oh, we need to create the layout engine as well. Our layout engine. Let's just ensure that layout engine.cursor page is nil. And then what we want to do at this point is assert not null cursor page. Or actually, because we want to make sure that it's at the right location, xet no. Like cursor page equals try xet unwrap self.layAttention.cursor page, and then we'll assert equal cursor page content frame.origin is 0. That's what we passed in. In fact, no, let's pass in something other than 0, because then we know that it is fairly set. So let's say 15, 18. To 18, 21, 42. I don't know if anyone else, when they're writing tests, has certain values that they use more frequently than anything else. Like when I am doing anything to do with numbers, I'm inevitably using 42 at some point. When it's something to do with text, I'm using foobar, baz, and usually possum is another one, just because I like the word possum. It's nice to say. And then when it's web addresses, it's usually either mqsw.com, coppiceapp.com, or apple.com. The ones that I usually use for URLs. Alright, let's see if the test works. And some people may turn around and say, well, why are you writing the test afterwards? Shouldn't you write the test first and make sure they fail and all stuff like that? And to be completely honest, the code works because I've already tested it by hand. So this is just making sure that the fine-grained controls of it work as well. Right. Present cursor page if link does not exist and point not over page. xet assert nil. So no. Assert equal self.layAttention. We don't actually add it, so we don't need to do that. So what we can do is xet assert. We don't care about getting the cursor page. What I want to do is let added link equals self.layAttention.mock add links mock dot arguments dot first xet assert equal added, it should be added links, count is 1 And then what we want to do, if you don't care about the UID, let's cursor link equals T unwrap. We want to make sure I don't want to unwrap. XCT assert equal. We need the source page ID to be equal to self.sourcepage.id. We do actually need the cursor page. Set equal cursor link dot destination page ID is equal to the cursor page ID. And of course, the reason why I set this up here rather than just doing the optional chaining is because if this is nil and this is nil, then nil is equal to nil. So we don't want to have to accidentally have it pass when it fails. So hopefully this should pass. And it does. So you move that, and then what we're going to do is, we don't need that assertion, create the context, remove that, and then I'm going to do self.layoutEngine dot item at canvas point. I'm going to do let destination page equals engine page with the ID. Oh, I'm really getting into the flow now. I can feel being in the zone coming on. Alright, so we return the destination page, and then what we want to do what we want to do here, let's just assume that it's moved like that. It's moved into the range of the page, so we don't care about the cursor page. What we want to do is the add links. I want to make sure CT assert equal that dot count should be 2 because it will have been called twice. But up here, remove links from arguments first. XCT assert equal. So this is going to be the cursor link. We want removed links. first, and this is going to be the page link. The source page is going to be the source page, but this is going to be our destination page. If I left a cursor page. Right. And that one passes. Shows message if cursor over page. This one should be much easier to do. I was going to do that. We're going to move this down to here. So it just goes straight to the page, and once it's moved, XCT cert equals nation page dot message is equal to link to page. Oh, what's message? No, just that message. Don't care about the color, we can check that manually. Oh yeah, title case. This is even longer one. We do that. Then we're going to do layout engine.item return equals nil. Have it move back. That should be 3. 2 should be remove links. So get the remove links. This should be the page link, which is going to be destination page. It's going to be the cursor page. Cursor link. Cursor link. This one. In this case, we're not over page, and in this case, we are over a page. Try. In both cases, we want to get the cursor page out. Get the cursor page out. Assert equal engine dot. Now we need to do let modified pages equals try XCT unwrap. Modified items mark dot dot first as engine page. Actually, now we want to that true contains first page, because we don't care about the order, we just care that it contains at CT assert equal modified pages. Dot count is 2. It's hard not to bop your head to this song. I mean, just imagine this song lets you imagine flying through space on the spaceship, doing all sorts of cool stuff. I mean, just imagine if you could do that. Oh, wait. I can. Jump into the ball pit. Finally, we have a room capable of holding the giant bugs. No, out of the way, you. Ah. Okay, fine. Go behind the screen. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I like this room. Let's see. So we actually, I know I said until past, but we've only got the cleanup stuff to do, and the cleanup, in theory, should be fairly simple. Because what we want to do is we're going to have that. We're going to have that. Have that. I'm going to have that. Okay, so removes page link. I want to do context. Clean up in layout engine. Assert. Oh, we just want to remove with the destination. So we'll just get the remove links here. So we want to make sure that's right. We want to make sure that we remove the cursor link. What we can do is destination page dot message equals minute hello world dot blue context dot clean up in layout engine xet assert nil destination page dot message. And then we want xet assert not null layout engine dot cursor page, and then context dot clean up in layout engine. These should all be self dot. Otherwise, Swift format will start complaining. Oh, this needs to be context dot clean up in self dot layout engine, and then we just will need to xet assert nil self dot layout engine dot cursor page. Oh, why do we have? Because we need the cursor page. Oh yeah, we need to do that. There. Need to make sure that link exists in a link layout engine. Okay. In that case, oh god. How am I going to test this? Dot first dot first link dot link layout engine equals link layout engine. Still gonna fail because it's a week. So let engine equals link layout engine. Ah! Right, try now. They all pass. Fantastic. We'll do that, and then I will implement Other context. Yes. Yes. Oh, there's something in the M3 data. Implement model writer test. Okay. So I'm going to take a 2-minute break, and when we get back, we will go and play around in the overlay for a bit and see what sort of shenanigans we can get up to. So I'll see you all in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. I know some of your mint has been pinched, Kieran. As in, you think a human's done it, or you think an animal has done it? Because whoever's done it, they must be caught, they must be punished. You do not steal from the mint. Anyway, let us work out so what do we need to do? Well, I mean, the first thing is the bug where it is returning the camera to the wrong place. So we go to the hollow table. So what we probably want to do there is when we activate the hollow table, we have a camera that we return to. I think it was a person because the amount that's missing is too suspicious. What you need to do is if you spray the mint with, like, if you paint the mint with anti-vandal paint, then when anyone picks it, they'll get it all over their hands. See, big brain ideas. Then nobody will be able to pick your mint. Yep, poison also works. It will kill the thief, and your robot self will not be poisoned. The other option is get a flamethrower, point it at the mint, fire the flamethrower, then the mint is burnt and destroyed, and then they've got no mint to actually get. Can't steal something that doesn't exist. And this is why you come to this stream, for the truth bombs. Alright, where are we with camera? Right, so what I want to do, the bridge director. Right, the way we can do this is this dot hollow table camera dot set active, this dot show hollow table. Because we can do that, and then we don't care about it, because what we can do with the hollow table camera is set its priority so that it is above every other camera. Hollow table camera. Set the priority to one. Let's set it to 100. Alright, so let's give this a try. Now, if I move around, okay. Move to the front. Okay. If I do. And then it returns there. Okay. So now we're going to head down here. We're on this camera. If I be, and then if I do that, I mean you didn't see it because it's kind of broken on the overlay, but it has taken us back here. So on my screen at least, it works. Fantastic. So what we can do, I think the other thing we want to do is just for this camera is go back there. Okay, so it's in, so the camera is in a better position now. Okay. I just realized there was probably a way to have made that work properly, but oh well. So that is one thing fixed. Fix. Hello, table camera. Priority. So what can we do next? Well, yeah, I was going to see if I could get animations working manually, wasn't I? Where is my animation manager? Play primary animation. So it's not actually playing that. Okay, click. Get the next animation. Set the trigger. Okay. So we'll do public string. Primary animation, public string, secondary animation. Return no. Right. Return no. And then what we're going to do is go to the animation manager. And we're going to do private void. When do we actually call trigger idle animation? So what if we just called it trigger animation? String animation. And then trigger animation is just this dot next idle animation. And then this is trigger animation, this dot expression manager dot primary animation. I'll call it alternate animation. So go here, primary and alternate. And then what we, well, for crying out loud, Visual Studio. Open C# project. There's so many bugs in Visual Studio on the Mac, and they're annoying ones that have been around for a while. Right. So our expression, each expression, abstract, string, primary animation. In fact, we could just do primary animation. Primary animation. And null. Alternate animation. Okay. So what I should be able to do is go down here, click override that to, I believe it's wave. And same for the plain expression. Where are? Oh, I can do public Pokemon animation. Yeah. Return Pokemon animations.wave. And same here. The expressions manager is current expression primary primary animation. What's the animation? We might as well just throw idle animation animation in there. So we go to face expressions. Public ride string add animation. We're just going to return this dot primary animation. Because why not? Now we'll do the same for happy. The others won't have that idle animation. Let's see if this works. Oh, it does. If I go here, make this bigger. I can wave at. Wait a second. One moment. Pilky bot. Armature. Body. Left shoulder. Oh dear. Well, let's fix that. So I want to go to layout. I want to select that. And I want to make sure all the normals are outside. So let's just select everything. Select all. And all the normals are on the outside. What about here? Nope, they all need to be on the outside. That, select all. Okay, so they were on the outside. Okay, so that should be saved. Oh. Yes, I need. Go to animation, and we want arms stored. remember. I don't know where the post library is now. I haven't used it in a second. Sure, it was somewhere in here. Oh! Into pause mode. Animation, there it is. I'm stored. Pause, I'm stored. Helps if you go into pause mode if you want to use the pause library. It's like, I'm sure there was a tab down here with it. Alright, so if we go here. Right. What is wrong with the animation? Oh. Should do. Can't remember if I need to do an optimized mesh off. If I do wave. Now that's correct. Let's bring up the animator. Select the Pokeball. Oh, is it the transition? What if I just did a little bit of a transition? Oh, there's a bit of an overlap. Okay, so let's first. Move myself over here so you can see what is going on. So down here, we have the animation. The animation comes here. And then finishes and then moves. It's like the animation. Was something split? What was there, like a bonk? I haven't heard anything. And I don't think I hit the microphone at all. Are you sure it isn't the mint thief? Mint thief coming back. Do that. Turn off has exit time. It's still. It seems like it is jumping. Because if I am here, it's jumping to there, which is. So this is going like this. Oh, was I in the process of changing that? So this here, what if I made a transition there? And I took that off and added wave there. Because if you if I click on Pokebot, wave, can you see how the opening is part of it? And over here, it comes out as part of the animation. So I think I was getting away from the idea that I should have a open arm animation as a separate thing. So if I bring this up, the opening should now work correctly. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's see what happens with this. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, so we just need to animate it going back in, which should be easy enough to do. So why? There we go. From wave. Action editor. Left wave. Oh, there we are. We shift out. Right. So what to do is, as that is happening, I want to select that and get rid of that. I want arm stored and arm stored. Oh, no, we don't want that. there. We want to add that, and then I think it's 84. Then we want arms stored. Arms stored. Okay, so then we just need probably to select everything. And on here, select everything. And shift it along a few frames. Because what we want to do is probably by this point have yeah, probably by this point have door open. And same there. And then it can Alright, so what we actually want to do is shift that along to there. That's okay. So that's 12 and 2. Yeah, so it needs to be about halfway. If we do the same here, we'll select that and move to there. Okay. So I want to set that and that. And what we could probably do is about here, we'll throw that in. And then we probably want door open there. And door closed there. Okay, so if I save that, we go here. Come over to here. And we can even go to the side and see the doors open. I think that's pretty good. Hi, Yuli. What? Where did my hand go? And why can't I? Okay. Let's try that again. We go there. That's fine. That's fine. Is it clipping then? Is it camera clipping? Right, let's do the animation, but then .5. Oh, is it based on here? No. Why is the hand missing? So the claw is there. And it's showing there. Let's bring the game up again. Yeah, it's there. It's animating correctly. It's showing it correctly. It's not hidden or anything. Showing it in one view, but not in the other. Okay. Unity, object missing in game view. So it's on the default layer. They're also on the default layer. Right, let's let's go here. Get rid of... Oh, it's not that. Um... You got the field of view. Why is it not going up? The thing that's confusing is, like, I go like, oh, what if I go like this? Yeah, it's missing, but it's further away than everything else. Yeah, it's all about 2D. Take 3D object missing in game view. Why is everything about this problem about 2D? Right, gizmos. Okay, so that is clipping those like that. There has to be a way to have Unity. Oh, see you later, Sinister. Thanks for stopping by. I won't be going too much longer, but yeah, get a good sleep. Unity have no near clipping plane. Unity remove near. How to exclude object from near camera clipping? Having a similar problem came to the solution. Place the objects which should be clipped near the camera in the dedicated layer. Add a copy of the main camera component and change its coloring mask to this layer. Set its near clipping plane to desirable and focal plane to 1. Greater than the near clipping plane of the main camera. Set its depth larger than the depth of the main camera. Put the new camera clear flags. Box. Main camera clear flags to. I suppose there's meant to be some depth settings somewhere, but I can't see. What if I created edit layers? Key. Oh. And then what I want to do I want that then. I'll keep up. Okay. Let's change for children. And then if I go to the main camera, coloring mask, and okay. But what if I have new camera, and its calling mask is everything bar the Pilkey bar. Set its camera clear flags. Camera clear flags. So background type. So that isn't working then. Okay, let's undo a bunch of this. do we get rid of the camera? Alright, what if... Right. So I think I know what is going on now. If I select the left claw, you see how... this may be easier if I switch to wireframe. Can you see how the position is down there rather than up here? So that it means it is culling that. So what we want to do ideally is on the Pokebot, is it possible to disable disable just from Unity, disable just from culling for object? What if I did call updated transform? Oh, let's do that. No. Hmm. Don't think anything froze. Okay. Hopefully it's nothing too much as frozen. I'm just pondering. Unity, custom, culling, animation. Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere with this, so I think I need to take a look elsewhere. Hey. Right. I think it's time for me to get off the computer and go and do some random other stuff and relax and have fun. So, let's do that here. So, I want to thank you all for coming along. I hope you have all had a very good time. Thank you to everyone who watched, everyone who followed. Thank you, Kieran, again for the raid. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. UK time. May have had a further look at this like tomorrow morning, we'll see. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Not really anyone online at the moment to raid. It's always a weird time to raid people this time on a Sunday because nobody is streaming except Uli, whose computer is broken. So, oh well. Uli, get your computer fixed so I can raid you. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your weekend. And until we hopefully meet again tomorrow, as always, happy coding.